morning, guys. 6 a.m. I've got good news and I've got bad news. Which do you want first? The bad news? Well, the internet. It's out. It's been out for over a week. Try living in 2025 with no internet. I just have. You don't realize how addicted we are to being connected until you're not connected. So, we've got the washer and dryer pulled out. Why? Because I'm going to drill a hole through that wall back there. And we're going to resolve this with one of these. There's the Starlink setup. So, I've been with Cogeco for 10 years. Enough's enough. I don't have the time and energy to waste calling these guys and fighting with them that the internet is downed. And it's literally been the worst experience of my life dealing with these guys. I paid my November bill, November 12th to December 11th. I called on December the 2nd to say, please turn off my internet at the end of this billing cycle because I'd ordered the Starlink. That's how bad it was. It goes on the fritz where you know it's going to get to a point where it shuts down. Like it was cycling off and on 10 times a day. And then all of a sudden it goes down. And it's down for 4 days. So I knew it was coming. And I called them. I said, cancel it at the end of my billing cycle. As soon as I hung up the phone, the internet went off. She turned it off. So I had to spend 4 hours the next day to call back and say, hey, you guys weren't supposed to turn this off for 3 more weeks. And so then at that point they say, oh, we can't put you on the plan you were on. They canceled that. We have to put you on a new plan. It's going to cost you an extra $40 this month, plus a $20 install fee to hook you back up. I'm like, but wait a minute. You turned off my internet even though I paid for it till December 11th. It's like beating your head. I might as well take my head and ram it through that wall to make the hole for the Starlink, okay? That's the frustration of dealing with these guys. There's more to the story. It hasn't worked 3 out of the 5 days since they hooked it back up for me. The modem is just going into some cycle of on for 2 minutes, off for 2 minutes. The technician came to my house. It worked for 15 minutes when he came and did whatever he did. Then it started doing it again. Anyway, that's today's job. Dark, minus 15 degrees Celsius outside. I'm climbing a ladder. I don't have the kit. I ordered the kit that puts the satellite on a pole. And it's not here yet. So we're going to go tie this thing to the roof, jury rig it somehow so that it lasts a week. It stays up there for a week, hopefully. Then we'll get this pole installed. That's my job this morning. I almost forgot. The good news? Yeah, we got Starlink. So, in preparation for this job, I removed the Bell satellite dish, which we haven't used in a few years, off the back end of the roof. The pole mount is still there, and that's where the Starlink is going to be hooked up. However, I have not gotten the kit that connects to the bottom of the Starlink to do that, so today we're just going to wire it on to that pole somehow so it stays there for a week, and then when I get the other kit, we'll finish the install. I'm going to drill through the siding, and I think these wood bits are going to be the least messy and make the nicest big enough hole without too big a hole. I don't know. That's it. That's one we're going to use right there, 11/16. Yeah, I think that's going to do it, guys. That's a pretty good guess right there. Alright, I'm going to take a precise measurement here. I don't know why, there's a hole beside this dryer outlet right there. So I've decided that that's where we're going to drill through the wall right there, because why not? They've already wrecked the drywall there. So we're going to take a precise measurement here. There's my precise measurement. We're going to go outside and I'm going to do the same thing and we're going to drill a hole, and hopefully it's somewhere inside that square. And then I also need to drill a hole through here. So a cable will come in from out there and then in through there. Of course, I can't get the drill because of this pipe here back in that corner where I want it. So I did manage to squeeze through there. It's tight. Oh. All right, 20-foot ladder. Check. Don't kill myself, but I'll show you guys what I've got going on here. So here's what I want to mount it to, which is the old bell dish, and we're just gonna twist tie along here, run back over there and down to the dryer plug. But I don't have the kit, so we're just gonna like set the satellite dish in here behind this for now, and hopefully it'll stay there for 3 or 4 days. I worked as a roofer one summer when I was in college. I'm not sure that having 3/4 of an inch to lean this ladder against would pass Ontario safety code. But you know what? It's minus freaking 20 out here this morning. We gotta do what we gotta do. I'm getting this job done. There's also 6 inches of snow down there, which I think might soften the blow if I were to slip off of here, but I'm not planning on slipping. Okay, so now we need to do the reverse of our scientific measurement, which was one of these, and then back a little bit. Somewhere like right there. So do we go the top of this one or the bottom of this one? Let's just do the top. Let's just... Oh, wow. Wasn't a whole lot there to get into the house. Oh yeah, we're into the insulation. Whoa, easy peasy. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take something and run it through there with that networking cable attached to the end of it, like something like a clothes hanger or something, and push it through. I'm just going to tape the end of this so we don't get any stuff in there. Also, I couldn't find a coat hanger, but I do have this 1/4 inch rod here, so we're just going to tape this onto the end of the rod. No, you know what? It's not going to work. Let's move this back to like here. Gage, are you gonna grab the end of this when I push it through the wall, because nobody else wants to help me? All right. Is this gonna work? Oh, seems to be working. I know I don't have that much wall, so it went somewhere. All right. Gage, let me know when you got the other end. Whew. I don't want to brag or anything, but I hit that hole first try. All right, come here, you. Let's go behind the drain. All right. All right, so I got the StarLink here and I removed the tripod off the back of it. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna like build snow up underneath it so it's on this 10-degree angle that it's supposed to be on. And we'll just leave it sitting there like that for a week. And well, I mean, this other piece could come in any day, right? It could be up to 3 or 4 or 5 days, I don't know. So some of you are asking, why are you bothering to do this at 6 o'clock in the morning, Gary? Well, because I haven't had friggin' internet in a week, guys.
And I hate incompetence. The job's here, it's waiting, it's got to get done. I'm kind of upset that Amazon didn't ship me this thing. I ordered it over a week ago. We have 2-day shipping up here in Canada. It's supposed to be a thing. Okay, something just like that. We'll just leave that sitting here. It's being held up by these wires in the snow. I gotta run that cable up here now. That should be stable enough for a few days running anyway. Don't stick wet fingers to frozen aluminum ladder at -20. And I'm gonna need this little ladder outside to get that cable hung, but in the meantime I also need it to do something in here. We are gonna rob Peter to pay Paul. That ought to about do it. Get in there, you. One more, if we can get it in there. Now that's a professional hole plug-in right there. So what I want to do is basically like right there. That there's what you call a professional install. Alright, now we are at the top. And I intend to just tuck that in and run that inside there all the way down to the dish. Yes, of course, I was gonna put a holding tie right there. And maybe every 5 feet we'll just put another one of those to hold it up in behind there. 1 foot at a time. Like a glove. You don't even know it's there. You know how popping bubble wrap is so satisfying? I'll show you something else that's satisfying. Yes, I will put some caulking over that, but not in -20. You know, something else I scientifically measured before I started this here job was how much cable we actually had, and now that I've got it halfway strapped to the house, let's see if we're actually going to be able to reach the dish up there. Oh yeah, plenty of cable. I knew it all along. I told you guys this before, but I got to measure everything in 4 inches, right? Because I know 4 inches. Multiples of 4. There it is. I can hear it humming when I plugged it in. Apparently these things have the capacity to actually heat this dish as well to keep the snow off of it. So I'm going to be back up here in a couple days to install the proper mount for this, but let's see if we can get it hooked up to the actual Starlink system and if we can get some internet going here. All right, so it's installed and we're just doing a quick test here to see what we get outside of the house. 110 download and 16 upload. Oh, all right guys, I am frozen, but the job seems to be done. 110 outside, which I'm assuming it's going to be 250 inside at the computer where I want it and on the TVs and everything like that. So 110 outside is not bad. But again, we're paying twice as much for the internet now for 1/3 the speed, right? I was getting 1,000 megabits on the Cogeco, but it just wouldn't stay connected. It was the worst, terrible service that I've ever had on anything that I've ever paid for in my life. And I can't believe that I fought with them for 10 years over and over and over. I'll pay twice as much for 1/3 the speed if it stays connected and doesn't give me too many problems. I'll update you guys and let you know in the upcoming weeks when that thing gets 3 feet of snow on it. We'll see what happens. Hey, and in the house, there we go. 276 download, 14 up. That is totally acceptable.